We want to order these fractions from least to greatest. So I've represented 2/3, 3/6, 1/4, and 6/8 with fraction blocks. Using the fraction blocks, I can easily see which is the smallest. So 1/4 is the smallest in this list. Next, 3/6 is the next smallest. Then 2/3. And finally 6/8 is the largest. So now I've just listed these fractions in order from least to greatest. To order these fractions from least to greatest, we can compare the denominators of the fraction. All of these fractions have a numerator of 1. So think about if I have 4 different pizzas and I've eaten 1 slice of pizza from each of those pizzas, but the pieces are going to be different sizes. The first one has 5 pieces, the next one has 9 pieces, the next one has 7 pieces, and the next one has 10 pieces. So 10 pieces would make the smallest slices. So 1/10 is the smallest fraction. 9 pieces would make the next smallest, 7 pieces, and then the largest pieces would be fifths. So now I have just listed these fractions in order from least to greatest. We want to order these fractions from least to greatest. We'll be able to compare the numerators to help us to order these because they all have the same denominator of 8. So think about that I have 4 pizzas. Each pizza is cut into 8 slices, so all the slices are the same size. Here I only ate 2 pieces of the pizza, so that's the smallest amount. The next smallest amount would be 4/8, then 5/8, and finally 7/8. So here I've listed the fractions in order from least to greatest. To order these fractions from least to greatest, I'm going to use benchmarks to help me. So I'll decide whether each fraction is closest to 0, 1/2, or a whole. So 4/9 is close to 1/2, but it's a little bit less than 1/2, so I'll just put a little bit less than marker there to remind myself of that. 6/7 is very close to 1 whole. 1/6 is close to 0. And 3/5 is close to 1/2, but it's slightly more than 1/2. Now that I have the benchmarks written by the fractions, that will help me to decide how I can order them from least to greatest. So 1/6 is close to 0, so that's the smallest. I have 2 fractions that are close to 1/2, but 4/9 is slightly less than 1/2, and 3/5 is slightly more than 1/2. So 4/9 would be a little bit smaller than 3/5. And then I have 1 fraction that's close to a whole, so that would be the largest. So here I've written the fractions in order from least to greatest.